Hello everybody and welcome back to the weather pad. We have a few more tropical updates today, and here's an overview of the Atlantic as it is right now on Monday, August 16th at about 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And right over here, we have Tropical Storm Fred, who has currently made landfall in the Florida Peninsula. And overnight and through the day, Fred really ramped up the strength quite quickly. As you can see, we also have Tropical Depression Grace down over here at the bottom of the screen. Grace really deteriorated as it hit Dominican Republic and Haiti, but it will continue to soak up the warm waters of the Atlantic as it continues into the Gulf of Mexico. And then we also have Tropical Storm Henri, which recently formed over here, and that was just recently classified as a tropical storm. And here we have Tropical Storm Fred. As you can see, it has made landfall in the Florida Peninsula, and the center is right in here. There's a lot of nice convection in there. It will continue to deteriorate as it goes and travels northeast through the United States. And we do have a 5% chance of tornadoes through the panhandle of Florida and a 2% chance as we go into Georgia and Alabama a little more north. And tomorrow brings a slight risk up here in Georgia and the Carolinas into Virginia, along with a 5% risk and a 2% risk for tornadoes, and a 5% risk for wind. Looking ahead at the models for Tropical Storm Fred, the HWRF is first up, and as you can see, the center is officially made landfall, and as it continues north, it will of course deteriorate and bring a lot of rainfall to northeast Alabama, northwest Georgia, and into Tennessee as well. Also, as we keep going forward in time, Tropical Storm Fred will most likely be downgraded to a tropical depression as it continues through Kentucky and even into Ohio. Moving on now to Tropical Depression Grace, you can see it's not as organized as Fred looks, but there is a lot of convection going on recently over in this area. You can see all those dark blacks and the whites and purples up in there, which shows that Grace is indeed strengthening back up. Looking ahead now at the HWRF model at Tropical Depression Grace, as we continue to move forward, Grace will attempt to reorganize itself, and about 2 a.m. August 19th, you can start to see the form looks a little bit better here as it continues northwest, and really looking good at about 5 a.m. August 20th in the middle of the Gulf here. As we continue to push it forward, likely by then this will be a category 1 or 2 hurricane, maybe even greater, depending on the speed and how long it has over the Gulf to soak up the warm waters. Still looking at the HWRF model for Tropical Depression Grace, looking at the 10-meter wind speed. Once we get into 11 p.m. August 19th, you can see those purples really getting defined there around the eye. And it even starts showing some slightly light reds here, which is about 110 plus knots wind speed at 10 meters. So this could be a potential major hurricane depending on how long it stays over the Gulf. Now, of course, that's just one model. Looking at the HMON model, again, still at the 10-meter wind speed. As we get to 2 p.m. August 20th, you can still see those purples and even the light purples there as we continue to move forward. It doesn't look as strong as the HWRF did, but still definitely going to be hurricane strength winds there. And in fact, the National Hurricane Center has indeed upped the strength to hurricane as we get 2 p.m. Friday, in between 2 p.m. Thursday and 2 p.m. Friday, as it heads towards Mexico and Yucatan Peninsula and continues forward. So this track has definitely shifted from where it was yesterday. Yesterday it was heading more up in this direction towards Texas, which it's decided to take a more southwesterly route, and that will bring it out of the U.S. and more just into the Mexico for threat-wise. National Hurricane Center has also officially designated Tropical Storm Henri as the named storm out in the middle of the Atlantic here, and Henri's looking like it's just going to do some loop-de-loops out in the Atlantic here. No really threat to the U.S., only to really Bermuda here. And indeed, tropical storm watches are in effect for Bermuda as of right now. And the satellite imagery not looking too impressive, kind of just a blob of a storm here. You don't really see any dark blacks or whites in there at all. It's mostly just a blob, but we'll see how it continues to form as the days proceed. and the HWRF model for Tropical Storm Henri just has it trying to get organized. Maybe around 8 a.m. August 18th, it's looking a little better. But again, no real threat to the United States or anything. By August 21st at 2 p.m., it's looking pretty good. But again, that's pretty far out in the future, and we'll have to keep our eye on Henry and as well as Grace. And the National Weather Service has indeed issued storm surge warnings from the Walton County line through Indian Pass all the way past Yankee Town here. And right here in this Big Bend area, 3 to 5 feet of storm surge is forecasted. So definitely something to watch out for. Stay away from the coast. Get up to as high ground as you can get. It's Florida, so it's pretty flat. But definitely stay away from the beaches. Take the precautions necessary because storm surge is something that'll sneak up on you if you're not prepared. And looking at Fred on radar here, some live radar, you can see the feeder bands are really coming in here. And the center is going to be right about in here. As I said earlier, it has made landfall. So the tornado risk is mostly going to be within these bands over here that are coming up. Because the east side of the storm is where a lot of precipitation is. And as you can see, it's kind of a tilted storm here. We kind of have a general shape of an oval like this. So some of the shear has affected the storm, but since it has made landfall, it will not continue to strengthen it. It'll continue to weaken, but again, just watch out for the bands coming up and make sure you're prepared. Take all the precautions necessary, and everything will be okay. And it was looking for a little bit like Fred might strengthen to a low category hurricane, low end hurricane, but we lucked out and that didn't happen. So the next few days we'll have to keep our eye on Tropical Storm Grace, Tropical Storm Henri, and continue to monitor how those storms will impact, if any, the US and how they will proceed to strengthen. That's all I have for you today. Thank you guys for tuning into the Weather Pad. If you're new here, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe for more updates on the tropics and just the weather in general. Make sure to also turn on that notification bell so you can get alerted when I upload a new video. And I'll see you all next time. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good rest of your day. Stay safe. Stay weather alert. I'll catch you next time. Peace.